Plaintiff Betty King says she's never had a problem with the defendant, and they've been neighbors for 7 years. Betty claims some of the defendant's roof shingles fell off of her home and damaged Betty's car, but the defendant refuses to pay for the repairs, so she's suing. Defendant Carla Bradbury insists she and Betty have never gotten along. And once, when she confronted Betty about driving on her grass, Betty cursed and screamed at her. Carla says this is the second time Betty has claimed that Carla's roof shingles damaged her car. So Carla suspects the story is made up and therefore refuses to pay.
Start with you.
Miss Bradbury and I have been neighbors for the last 7 years.
You all were friendly neighbors?
Not really. We didn't do too much conversating. Maybe, you know, a speak here and a speak there.
Okay.
Okay. In March of 2000, my car was damaged when I came in from work.
Well, let me allow her to characterize the association or the neighborly association, if there was one. Ma'am?
Well, first of all, Your Honor, we were not very friendly at all. Actually, Miss King, she has been here for about 7 years, and she had when they first moved in, they was driving on my grass.
They as in?
Her, I guess, tenants.
They were riding on your grass?
Yes.
You complained?
And I complained. I approached her politely. She just started cursing at me. I'm like, oh my God. So I actually had to put a fence up to prevent them from
when was
driving
this?
on. It's about 7 years ago.
Okay.
And then just the other day, as a matter of fact, I'm having work done to my house. The contractor, they came.
You need to look at me and stop looking at her.
The contractor came, and they had to knock on her door to ask her to have her cars removed so her cars won't be damaged when they're doing the work. She just started saying to the contractor, she said, I'm not moving or having my cars moved for that W-H-O-R-E.
Oh, wow. That's strong. You keep looking at her for approval. I don't think she's going to agree.
No, she's
not going to agree,
I know
ma'am.
she's probably not, but I know she said these
Stop
things.
looking at her
Okay,
because
I'm sorry.
she's not going to say, yeah, you're right, girl.
You know, unfortunately, we are not very neighborly.
Okay.
It's, you know.
How did that end?
They agreed that, okay, she will allow them. She came out loudly and said they'll allow it.
You forgot about all this? You said that
I have no idea where this is coming from. She did speak to me about my daughter's parking, you know, close to, it's a small area.
To her grass?
To her grass.
Then
like,
that's where it's coming from. You say you don't know where it's coming from?
No. I'm meaning, when she's hollering about all the cursing and all that, that never took place.
Okay, there was never any exchange of words or anything else.
Oh,
all right, so let's get to the car damage you're suing her for. What happened?
When I came in from work on a Tuesday night, March the 15th, and I parked my car after coming in from work, say 10:30 that night. My car was fine. And the next morning, my daughter called before I went out for work. She leaves out first. And Karen called and she said, Mom, you might want to check your car. Shingles, Carla's shingles fell. I see some shingles on the roof of your car. And when I went out, they was there. And a few of them was on the ground. And I immediately called East Orange Police.
Okay.
And at that time, Carla,
what did the police do?
Well, they gave me a police report. But prior to that, I moved up a little bit too quick. I saw Carla the next morning to approach her about the shingles. So at that time, you know, her mother had just buried her mother. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. You know, I really was sorry. And I told her, you know what? We'll do this another time. The later date came June. Nobody had said anything to me, so I went over. At that time, she said she wanted three estimates. So I went out and I got her 3 estimates. When I come back, I taken her next door. She said her insurance informed her she's not responsible. It was an act of nature. So I left.
Ma'am, you've heard what she's alleging?
No, Your Honor. Actually, this is not the first claim. She claimed about 1.5 years ago, before they had their roof fixed, that my shingles fell and hit her car. So this is the second time. So, and at that time, I called my insurance company and said, and my insurance company said, for one, we don't know whose shingles it is.
Didn't you just saying earlier she had gotten her roof fixed?
Yeah, she had a roof fixed, I think, last year.
The one she's suing you for now happened this year.
No, but she made the same claim.
Oh, it didn't happen this year?
It did happen this year,
right,
in 2010. But she made the same claim.
Hold on, ma'am, hold on. You're saying that she had a problem with her roof last year, then had it fixed, right?
Correct.
So it stands to reason. If she had it fixed last year, then this year, it's not her roof.
Not necessarily. Well, Your Honor, the thing is, the year and a half ago, her and her husband came out of the basement with the shingles, okay? So I don't know if they're storing shingles.
Obviously, what you're saying is it could have come from the shingles that are stored in the basement.
They could
Meaning somehow the shingles went from the basement up in the sky and landed on her car.
Your Honor, for one, no one saw shingles fall.
Okay, but first I'm trying to understand what you're telling me because you're sounding unreasonable.
No.
And when people sound unreasonable, it's usually because they're wrong.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. What I am saying is that both of our shingles were falling, or had fallen.
Over a year ago?
Over a year ago.
Did you get yours fixed?
Not yet. It's in the process of being
but she
repaired.
did.
Yes, she did.
All right, so last year, both your shingles were falling.
Yes.
She got hers fixed.
Yes.
You didn't.
That is correct.
That means your shingles are still falling.
Not necessarily.
Did you discuss damages with her? Did you discuss estimates?
No, we didn't discuss estimate. We did discuss the damage, and yes, my mother had passed.
So you never told her to get estimate?
I told her, I did. I told her, I said...
so you did discuss estimates?
Because what happened
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I just asked you if you discussed estimates.
Yes, we
Your
did.
immediate answer was no.
Yes,
now
we did.
It's yes.
Yes, we did. Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff, $800. Have a good day.
We're neighbors. We're not going to sell our houses.
That's right. We're neighbors. And it's, it's not like we're going home and kill each other. Everything is, we're neighbors, plain and simple.
Hi, Judge Mathis. My name is Heather. I was wondering, if a reward is offered for a missing dog and I provide information that leads to its safe return, am I entitled to the reward money?
Generally, Heather, a reward offer is a contract. The person offering the reward must compensate a party who fulfills the contract's terms. If you do everything the offer requests, you are entitled to the reward.